Hypnosis is a word that most of us has an opinion about. It's a concept that most of us have an opinion about. And that opinion is maybe sometimes more correct or less correct. Most of the times, less correct. I'm going to give you 3 examples, 3 descriptions of what happens in hypnosis, what hypnosis looks like. And I'd like you to imagine these 3 scenarios. And I want you to guess which one is the least accurate. Okay, number 1. A hypnotist uses language patterns and thought patterns to create change in the subconscious mind. 2. A hypnotist guides the hypnotee slowly into a hypnotized state by using breathing techniques and muscle relaxation. And number 3, a hypnotist make people do silly things like clucking like a chicken or sticking their hand to their head on stage. Okay, so which one represents a false image of hypnosis? Number 1, hands up. Number 2, hands up. Number 3, hands up. Okay, number 2 is the rightest answer in my opinion, because hypnosis is not a physical state, it's a mental state. It's not even a state of eyelids. There is waking hypnosis, even that we might not be aware of. Hypnosis just happens. It happens when we communicate, even if we're not aware. When we communicate, hypnosis happens. When you are passionate about something, when you have a strong purpose. And most of the time, if not all the time, you're not aware you're doing it. Some people are aware. Some people use hypnosis or their hypnotic influence to control people. True or false? Okay. 1 false. I work as a stage hypnotist and a hypnotherapist. It's the same tool, but we have really a different way of using it. But the purpose is the same, to make people feel better. What I do on stage is I bring volunteers on stage and we play. We're playing, we're having fun. We are imagining. And when you're in the hypnotic state, it's not easy for you to tell the difference between fantasy and reality. And that's why I can make someone forget their name. That's why I can stick their hand to their head or suddenly become invisible. And why? Because they want to experience. They like the idea of knowing what amnesia feels like, what paralysis feels like, or negative hallucination. Because it's fun, because they know it's just play, right? And I would like you to try something, because when we focus on something, it becomes real. Okay, so I'd like you to try something, okay? I would like you now to close your eyes and focus on and imagine that your hand is tied to a balloon. Imagine that your hand is tied to a balloon and nothing else bothers you. And if you focus on that balloon, and you can see it rising higher and higher and higher, it gets lighter and lighter and lighter. If you use your imagination, you'll notice that your hand is not where it was just recently. Your hand is also rising higher, higher, higher. While you're focusing on that balloon rising higher, 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 your hand is getting lighter, 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 is rising higher and higher and higher. Because when we imagine, when we focus on something, when we expect something to happen, it has a tendency to be true. And if it's true, if it's the truth, your hand is moving. Your hand is moving because the balloon is pulling it. And that's how I use hypnosis on stage. We imagine and we play because it's fun, it's silly, because I can. Behavior is not something we are born with. We're learning behaviors. And phobia, for example, that's a behavior. We learn to do a phobia. And with hypnosis, I can remove a phobia, and logically, I can also create one and install one. I wouldn't, of course, but it would be highly unethical. And ethics, but I could. Ethics is something that is very important for a hypnotist, because we are given a trust. It's a great responsibility. The hypnotee is giving us the trust that we are doing what we agreed on before the hypnosis happens, whenever it happens. And I'm going to tell you something that I rarely speak about, something that hypnotists know about, but they don't want you to know it. After each stage show, I talk to the volunteers to see how they, what their experience was like, how they feel. And it's always a positive experience. And sometimes I record them. I record them to use for social media, YouTube, etc., to show more people what hypnosis can be like, what it feels like, to give them a positive experience and make them want to try it, make them more open to the idea. However, I edit these videos because sometimes people tell me things that could confirm a negative view on hypnosis. And I'm going to give you a few examples of what some people said. Some people, not all. I'm going to read these statements in different voices so you can separate them from each other. Okay. It's like I didn't have free will, like I couldn't resist. Your word was my law. I didn't care what anyone thought. I just wanted to do what you told me. Everything you said, every word became the absolute truth and my reality. It was like my body functioned on its own. I tried to resist, but it was useless. It was like a magnet controlling my movements and my body. I don't remember anything. Of course, they all had positive experiences, and the effects ended when the hypnosis ended. Note, this is not all people, this is some people. But you realize why I added these videos. You know why ethics are so important for hypnotists. Can a hypnotist control you? Can a hypnotist make you do basically anything? I don't know, I haven't tried. With the right person and the wrong hypnotist? Maybe. Maybe. Because when you're hypnotized, you can't do anything that goes against your morals or free will. With that said, I believe that the conscious mind and the subconscious mind has sometimes different versions of free will. And the idea that someone can control your emotions and emotions is exciting. And that idea and the excitement has been around for as long as the concept and the word hypnosis has. The mental state, of course, has been there forever. But the name, the myth, and the people using it only for a couple of centuries. What would you do? What would you like to feel if you'd let yourself be controlled? I'm now creating a new concept in the stage hypnobiz. We all love horror films, right? We love the excitement of fear. We love the adrenaline pumping when we're scared. But the conscious mind is always there to protect us. The conscious mind is there to let us know that this is fantasy and fiction. But what if we took the conscious mind out of the equation? What if you could experience zombies, vampires, or whatever makes you tremble with fear? For real. Me and a few others are creating a new concept where we're experimenting with fear and hypnosis, where the participants will have to sign a sort of a release form before they can participate. We like to see if we have free will, if we can imagine. What can we imagine? How scared are you willing to get? But not today. Not today. Because today, in a few hours, we're going to do a comedy hypnosis show where it's all about chickens clucking and hands sticking to different body parts. And if you'd like to experience hypnosis from the inside, if you like to play, if you like to have fun, if you like to experience the power of your subconscious mind, I'd like to invite you to join me on stage. If you could be your own hypnotist, if you can control your thoughts, then you can control your emotions. And if you can control your emotions, you can control how you feel. And if you can control how you feel, you can feel good forever. Thank you.